This video is brought to you by the wonderful people supporting me on Patreon. Thank you for making videos like this possible by sending me a monthly tip. Hello, welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Louie, I go by they them pronouns. I'm an illustrator and right now I'm an illustrator without any inspiration, which is a problem but also very normal. Inspiration comes in ebbs and flows, so I'm not worried when I have moments like this where I feel low energy. I have been feeling low energy for a few days now and just not motivated to work, completely uninspired, zero new ideas, which is annoying, but I think part of being a creative or making creativity into your job is to know how to handle situations like that and to know how to get your creativity flowing again. And for that purpose, I personally have a sort of break in case of emergency type of list. I love lists, so I have a lot of them. It's a very simple 3 steps, 2 rules, let's go type of thing. My 2 rules are, number 1, everything I create in this process does not have to be shared online with anyone, just to take off the pressure off my shoulders and not be so worried about what other people like you might think about things I'm doing to go back into a creative mindset. And rule number 2 is this is not a goal-oriented process. In the end of it, I don't have to have a finished illustration. It's not about productivity, it's about creativity. And to separate these two a little bit personally helps me a lot. So these are my 2 rules, and my 3 activities are, number 1, plants. I'm going to go to the botanical gardens because nature is always inspiring me. Number 2, go to my favorite cafe, have cake, people watch. That's fun. And number 3 is to stop by the local library and just, browse through some vintage books, photography books, whatever speaks to me in that moment. I also quickly wanted to say that the 3 things I have picked are things that cost money, but I know for a lot of people even small purchases like this are not something they can afford. So it was really important to me to have a list that's very easily adaptable to different financial situations. Instead of going to the botanical gardens, you could go into a forest or a park, or browse your neighborhood and stop by every flower shop and do a sketch from the window display. I came up with hopefully some inspiring ideas for you, and I will put a list on the screen right now and you can take a screenshot while I go and get ready for going to the botanical gardens. Maybe this is an urban legend, but I have heard that looking at a specific type of green makes you feel less stressed and less anxious, and that the eye movement you have when you're looking at trees also plays a role in that. And apparently that's why a lot of people experience joy when spring comes around and there's more greenery outside. And I'm not sure that this is true. I don't even want to know, to be honest, because I can confirm it works for me. And going to the botanical gardens is just going to a happy place where I just feel instantly calm. And I ended up going with a friend, and there were so many moments where we stopped and looked at something like this could be from a fairy tale. This looks like from a magical place. And I decided not to draw while I was there. Also, I didn't use any reference photos or look back at the footage while I was sketching, because I really wanted to just capture that moment of this magic. And I wanted to draw some plants that I could see in a magical imagined world, instead of sticking to reference and nature as much. I'm not sure it worked for me because I feel like I'm still very close to all the flowers I draw all the time anyway, but it's okay. This is about getting back into a creative flow, so falling back into your comfort zone is totally fine, and not everything has to be an innovation or something new, something you've never done before. So I'm good. This was good. Brought back home 3 books with me. The first one being this fairytale, like illustrated magic fairytale thing, and there are some really cool illustrations in here. Like I especially love this iron stove. I think that could make a really cool robot, maybe. I'm thinking to use one of these illustrations and make my own version of it, like sort of a draw this in your style kind of thing. I will leave the links to the original illustrator in the caption. Then I went to the kids section and got 2 books about nature. The one being like a guide, a guide to what is the plant and animal life around us here in Germany, which is something that I know very little about. And I have now for a while been wanting to learn a little more. It's called the Museum of Plants, and it says like free entry on top, which is like very cute. It's massive and it is stunning, and I am mostly intrigued by the textures that come through in these illustrations. And I also love how the layout works, and it's giving me old-timey field note vibes, which I adore. And I love these colors, and again the textures are amazing, and I'm thinking to maybe work with some of the textures and colors in some way. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. You may have noticed that I didn't show you me sketching in the cafe, and I'm only showing you doodles coming from this one nature guidebook, and that is me going back to my rule number 1 for this process. Don't let perfectionism get in the way. If you don't want to share it, then don't, but you need to start putting a pen to paper. That's what I've been telling myself throughout this, and through this inspiration treasure hunt situation we've got going on here, I have once again experienced creativity coming back just by making things. And sometimes I just have to get the weird sketches and random doodles out of my system before I can start making things again I feel very good about or proud about. And I ended up with one really cute bird sketch, which maybe I'll turn into a sticker or postcard, we'll see. For now, I will leave it at that, and thank you all for hanging out with me today. Thanks again to my patrons who really allow me to make videos like this one. Throughout April, I will try to make a video every single week. Can't make any promises about that yet, we'll see. But if you don't want to miss them, please subscribe to the channel, also give this video a like if you want to. And hopefully I will see you next week. Bye!